not hair, the eyes. So the eyes, or you know what? We could wait for the eyes. Let's do the face. Um, so we're gonna go with let's see, a base color here, and let's see. Let's go with what's our normal brush at? There we go. So anyway, we go with base color. Base color. We go. We're gonna work on these shadows first. So we drop it down a little bit, and drop it just a little bit more, and there we go. We have our shadow. Let's see what size. This should be a good size. Yeah, that should be a good size. Make sure we're on the right layer. All right. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. Kind of want that to be a little bit bigger. Let's zoom out a little bit. Okay, so we did with the arrows, the light source is coming this way. So you're gonna get most of this side of the face. Wait a minute. Most of this side of the face is gonna be in shadow. Gonna be in your highlights, since the light is coming this way. Of course, all of this, a lot of this is going to be in shadow over here. Let's choose a different color for that. Yeah, a lot of this is going to be in shadow over here. So that's what we're going to do. Yeah. This is all in the same layer, right? Yeah. So, yeah. So let's go ahead and get our color back, switch back to our brush we was using. So I think this is gonna be a good color to use for our shadow. It's not too dark. I don't know, man. I think we might want it to go a little bit darker, but you know what? Yeah, I kind of want to go darker, but all right. So what we'll do is come with this side here first. You know, just let's it's like that. Let's go back for this. It's not really I don't know. I think it's gonna be just fine because this side. Like I said, I want to make this a little bit bigger here. I don't know what's going on with that. Alright. Did I decrease the flow on this brush or something? Because it's really not working the way I want it to. I might have messed with the flow on this brush or something. Either way, it's starting to develop some of that shadow that I was talking about. Let's say a lot of it's going to be in shadow on that side of the face. So it's starting to develop some of that shadow. Don't want it to be too of an overpowering type thing though. So one of the hardest things that I have, one of the things I have a problem with from time to time is the nose. Sometimes my noses look very awkward. So I'm gonna try to take my time and really get this looking um, somewhat decent. I have problems drawing my noses. Excuse me. I don't know. It looked like it turned out okay. And I always put this what I learned a while back. It's Rembrandt's triangle under here. And as of the old masters, Rembrandt is actually my favorite of the old masters. I just really love Rembrandt's stuff, you know. It's very technical, very high detail. His portraits are just amazing. All right, so let me see. Let's get this right here. And that was my thing. I wanted to do this on a different layer than the layer that that we already got most of the overpainting on. See, it's a layer above it. This way, we can easily really build up our shadows and stuff for the face because, like I said, I have a tendency to really mess up on things, especially when it comes to like shadows. Not shadows, but on like things like the nose and stuff like that. And so if I really screw up on the nose, I don't want it to break the entire face, and you know, where I can't, you know, really do anything with it. Alright, so next thing I want to do is go ahead and just, I don't know, this part here is bugging me. Alright, so this, what I want to do is go ahead and block in the highlights, right, real quick. Not the whole entire, the brightest brights. So what we come through here is still use the base color, and just like we did with the the shadow where we dropped it down. With the highlight, we're gonna push it up and over a little bit. And that's going to serve for our highlight of starting out highlight color, you know. So there we go. Now, as far as this goes, I don't know exactly how far we want to push this. Okay, so for the nose, this is where I normally have some of my troubles at. Okay, now we need to decrease the size. This is where I have some of my troubles at in this area. See, the nose is already looking a little funny looking. This is one of my main issues that I have when so I should definitely go back and learn a bit more about noses. Let's see, got that slight light here. You know what, we'll come back for that, but let's go ahead and increase that size a little bit more. And so now we still have to come back and add in lips, the lip colors and stuff like that. Define the lips a little bit more. Alright, so for instance, like I really don't care about the nose won't technically break the face as much as the eyes would if you like screw up the eyes. that could actually break the face, as in it just doesn't look nothing like you intended it to look. The mouth, not so much so. I mean, you can actually fix any problems that you have with the mouth. Hold on, let me. Yeah, so so the good thing about this is, as we zoom out, it's not that bad. I mean, see if we decide to, see, we turn everything off. So now we got to deal with the mouth. Now we may decrease the actual size of the lips. I don't know. Not 100% certain on that just yet. Let's see. Let's try this here. Where's my little blending brush here? Try to blend this area right here a little bit. Okay, so that's not bad. So basically, what I want to do is just blend certain areas where it doesn't like it's blending that good, the color transition. So the next thing I want to do is just come back in here and go back to my darks again. I'm gonna just color pick right here. Yeah, let's go. So do a little bit of color picking. All right, so here. All right, so for the darks, drop it again. Want to go back that way. Want to have it just a little saturated, not a lot of saturation, but you know, just enough. So what I want to do from this point is just kind of build up more on areas that will catch just a tad bit more shadow than the others. But I still don't want to make the shadows ridiculously dark, you know. I think I went over this a little too many times. But yeah. Don't want to make the shadows ridiculous. Because, all right, so basically we're gonna have areas where will be darker. Now, for instance, Diva's lips are going to be a lighter color. I mean, that's how she's always portrayed, as having these really light colored lips. Which is cool. So I got two ways of going about doing that. One, we could just go ahead and go with that light color off the, just off the bat. Just go ahead and go for the light color. But I am not in particular going to go with that. Only because I think that, okay, that's just turned out pretty weird. Let's drop this down a little bit so we can get this area here. Just All right. I'm gonna go with the darker tone, and then we're gonna transition into a lighter tone. See, I say, man, I have so much trouble with the nose, man. All right, so what if I decide just to leave that be? Still with this undertone here, the little shadow under the nose. We can always come back and redefine the nose a bit more. We want to make sure that we don't get too high up with the lip. Okay, we need to straighten that out because I think we took this over a little too far. Yeah, so let's pull back. And you see how her, try to get this straight. See how her mouth is kind of crooked looking? Okay, so that's not a good look. So what we need to do, I don't know, hold on. I'm gonna just keep it like that and we'll see how it turns out. I'm pretty sure that it's not gonna turn out that good. So yeah, so what we're gonna do, which is I think is probably the best option to pull this off. This is normally what I do for like the bottom lips because it's like, to me it's like two balls. And like I said, there's a lot more that I need to do to the lips, but because it's already turning out a little weird looking, go to our selection tool, just select his lips, and we're going to transform that. And this is why it's good to do it on a layer that's so what we're going to do is, I think, try and get it to where it's at. So I want to keep it at the same scale that it was at because I think that's a good size, but we want them to be around about the same height. Let me see. Just straighter. Is that straighter? I don't know. She's looking very scary-ish. Oh man. Okay, let's move out these areas and let's see what happens. So we're gonna just try to smooth this area out. Try to do this in one thing. So if it doesn't work out, we can always do like this. So I think the mouth is a little too big. A little too big. So So I think what we should do is definitely go and drop it a little bit. Drops the size of it a little bit. Probably just a little bit. Move this over. Bad thing is now I can't see anything. So I think the thing that's really the problem is the bottom lip is a little too big. So we could just go back and just okay, this is hard getting this lined up right on here. Kind of right there, but that my finger keeps moving it a little out of position where I want. See, just did it again. Like I'm thinking like we're about right here. I guess like something like that, but let's go with the let's go with this blend tool. This is going to be bad. See if we can't get it looking at least halfway decent before we start editing the lips. But this is kind of the spot where I think, not 100% sure, but I think that I want the lips to be at. Yeah, I think that looks good. We could just decide to say forget the actual drawing and try to figure it out, because let's see, that actually looks pretty good like that. Let me see. What we did is we're gonna leave that one out for a second and just focus on getting the lips the way we had it or whatever. Probably best to go with this one here. Let's see. This time we don't make the lips that big. And of course, this one, oops, and the other, much like that. No, something like that, but a little less for the bottom. Let's say something like, so it would be like this. It would be a lighter color, of course. Something like that. Probably come from this color here. Drop that down like that. Just like cut like that. Like that. Come with this here. Of course. something like that. And we will take this color here, get it there like so, come back to this color, and we'll drop that like that, like so. Really, I'm in with that. And that will dictate how big this bottom lip will get. Circle that in some, drop that down some, and something like that. And we'll decide, okay, let's go with a little lighter color than that. Top lip. Yeah. Something like more or less this way because of the highlight. Something like that. You know, something like that. Opposed to what we have here. You know, the slips just isn't working. So what we could do, come back to this layer and just erase what you had there. And yeah, just try and I don't know, make this work for this. Excuse me. It's like, I don't know, man. It's like you try to get, yeah. Really need to get the blender in here because it is looking like freaking Frankenstein's creation, big time. Because there's a mix of the two layers like that. The only way to really fix that would be to blend this layer over top of it, like merge it. It's the only way you can actually fix it. But yeah, it's not looking too good. And then one might say, well, hey, you know, it doesn't look that bad. I mean, it could be worse. And you know what? In the long run, we're right. It could be worse, but we can always fix these things, you know. Always try to fix these things. And since, all right, I think the best thing we could do for this part here is definitely, I think this is when the time whenever if you're actually using reference would definitely come in handy. But I didn't use any reference for her face or anything like that. I just did it off of a, you know, which probably shouldn't have. Probably, I don't know. I'm starting to think maybe I shouldn't have did that. Let's Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. Because this is not gonna work. Not gonna work. So one thing that I know that we can do, especially when things are not working, is cover it up, start over. Cover up, start over. I mean, why not? I think that I'm I'm gonna pull up a reference of a face really quick so I can at least get the face, at least get past this part, because it's a shame to have done all of this and then we get to the face and we fall apart. And that's just, and to me it's kind of weird. It's like, man, how can you do so much with the face? I mean, how much can you do so much with the body and the hair and the suit and all this other good stuff, but then when you get to the hair, to the face, it's a complete and utter flop. But I think it's good though. It shows that, not everything that you set out to do, every idea that you have, works. Sometimes things just don't work out, and it's back to the drawing board. And sometimes it's like you did so much in the picture that you're like, part of you was like, man, we need to make this work. Another time she's like, well, this isn't working, so instead of for me spending so much time trying to make this one thing work, let's go back to the drawing board. Let's see what we could do to make this work, because it's just not working. So since it's not working, hold on, let's pull color. Take that color right there. So what do we know about lips? Well, let's go with the let's use this other brush here. We know about lips. Well, for starters, lips are interesting because you can actually do a circle here, another circle here, a couple of smaller circles, and then you just fill those like so. And then you have bigger circles here, and fill those there. Connect that one point in the back like that, and you have lips. So that's one thing we do know about it. Now the other question is, what will we do about that information? Well, one thing we could do, I'm gonna go to probably one of the darker, probably somewhere around there. We want to decide distances. So Need a bit more in there. There we go, something like that. We need to come up with distances. So for her hair, her face turned this way. Probably want it there. And there. I think that's a nice size thing. So now we go with what color can we, let's pull from this color here. So we have that little circle there, little circle here, much bigger circle here. So just draw that over top like so. We're meeting that point there. So there's that. What else do we know? So we go with, in between those points is bigger circles, like, wait a minute. And they're not even circles, they're more like ovals, like that. And so we fill those in like so. And they can be connected or not, depending upon what's, angle we're going with. Something like that. But now you come with an issue of, now we chose to be these points, but now she has like this super long chin here. So now we have to decide, do we want to keep that or what? We don't, so we want to drop the mouth down a bit more. Besides, the mouth is way too close to the nose right there. Because this part, the shadow under the nose would be like right here. So it's like that. And hold on, let's go for a different color like this. All right. So if we draw the nose and like so, that's the bottom. But then there's this little like thing here under the nose, that little groove here, meaning that is too close, because that means that the lips would come. Let's go for a different color as well. Blue. Yeah, blue. It means the lips would come down like so. Like that. And so if this is that, goes like that. And like that. My lips would be somewhere around here at this point, instead of for too high up. So the lips will be right around this area here. Maybe a half a centimeter lower or something like that, but you get the I get the gist of it. And it's weird because you can know where to put something and still fail miserably at it, which I find it very, very interesting. So anyway, instead of just going through that whole process, let's just go straight into it. And so a little bit darker. That's a little too dark. Okay, so take that out of the equation. So then you get this color here. It kind of gets that little fade into it. Excuse me. So it's something like that. Probably not that. There we go. Just kind of blend that in there together. Just Okay, I think that's alright, so something like that. Okay, so something like this. And surprisingly enough, hold on, we need this part right here because that went up and into it. Okay. Just a little bit more size there. Alright, so surprisingly enough, it actually works out a bit more. So, and fix that just a tad bit. Oops, that might be a little much. Okay, so this might work out. So even though we kind of put that in there like that, that with these colors here. And then get that blending tool here. There we go. And so we got a little something actually working out now. Not 100% on the lips, of course, but you know, I think it's good for now. I think it's good for now compared to where it was. Now, of course, we still got to worry about the nose. Oh, I hope my coffee didn't go cold. All right, so we got the nose and everything. We got the nose to really worry about, but it's not that big of an issue now. See how this is looking. Let's go with this color here. Trying to get like Kind of like that, but let's see. It's sort of like that. Let's try to get that. There we go. Let's go with this dark here. Try to get this. Probably not that big on the nostril, but kind of close to that. And instead of erasing that, just come back and there we go. Of course, we have the undertone. I don't know. It still seems as though that might be a little too close. The mouth might be a little too close still. I don't know, man. It could be a little too close still. Oh man. So it's looking okay. Alright, so now like I said, I still think that there's some issues with it. Like, I have no clue what's going on with that. But let's go ahead and start moving towards our highlights again. I don't know. No, because that right there is covering up the brow. Nope. Yeah, this is becoming more of a problem with the nose. Let me see if I can try to salvage this problem a little bit. Hmm. Wait a minute. Hmm. One thing that can literally break a picture is the nose, and surprisingly enough, I may have broken it. Well, not gonna give up just yet. So, oops. Oh, that's why. Okay, let's go back with that. Alright. It's kind of broken, but let's try and Yeah, this is not turned into. Yeah, this has turned out to be one of the worst looking things I've ever done. Um, is there a way to fix this? Is there a way to fix this broken mess? Could be. Um, the only way I could think of is to do a complete paint over. And the problem isn't really the painting itself, it's the drawing. It's the drawing that is the problem. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish it, even though I really don't care for it right now. I mean, it's looking pretty awful. I mean, I'm pretty sure maybe once I get all of this um done a certain way, maybe I'll feel a little bit different about it. I'm going that right there. That's definitely a flop there. Let's go back to this right here, because like I said, there's one of the main issues was not that it's a bad painting, it's a bad it's problems with the drawing itself. Okay. Let's see. She has a brownish eye color, like right there. What? I have their eyes looking away, right? Okay, that's better. Okay, so big issue. Definitely have some issues here. That eye over there is way too big. The reason I say that is because if I was to draw, hold on, just open up a new layer. If I was to draw that, or rather, if I was to copy the shape of this eye, okay, so we got that shape here, and let's say, okay, let's take and let's flip it and put it where that eye is. It's the same scale. Hold on. 100. I don't know. It might be actually be the same size. Could be the same size, and I'm just. All right, let's test that again. So flip it back, and so we won't mess it up. We'll just nudge it into position. Okay. Now let's flip that. It it is slightly bigger. Just slightly. It's not that big of a deal. That is just weird. Probably not this dark, but okay, that's the color we want right there. I don't know, let me see. Undo. Yeah. Almost. Need it like more or less like that. Almost. It's just that little part that came in like that. I'm not gonna mess with the color, just try to smooth that part out. Okay, we're making some progress. The nose is actually looking a lot better than what it was. Let's Okay, so it's not bad at all. Could look better, that's for certain. Okay, so that took a long time just to get to that point. Let's work a little bit on the ear, and yeah, so we're gonna work a little bit on the ear, then we're gonna jump to, I don't know, refining the eyes a bit more, and then the lips. And then from there, we still have to do her little sponsors thing on the side of her leg. And then I think that'll be it. I don't know. I kind of think that I might need another. Yeah, never mind. That'll be it, and we'll just come back and do refining and everything like that. Color balance a little bit. Try to get the colors just right. Think I'm gonna just leave this background the same color that it already is, and that'll be good. At least I think that it'll be good. Because I think it's working out. I don't know. I could try to put her little armor thing, the thing that she's in, her mech in the background. I don't know. Let me get another cup of coffee though, and then we'll determine whether or not to do that or not. Hold on. All right. Oh boy. Come on. Need a bit more. Just a bit more. Okay, so her book. Oh, let me put that up. Alright, so I think what I'm gonna do is go ahead and let's see how it looks. So let me all those changes that we did. We need to bring out the we need to bring out her pink markings on her face a bit more. So we're gonna do that as well. Alright, so man, that's hot. Okay. Alright, so let's see, zoom in a little bit on this ear. We need it to basically be the same color as this. Are we on that same layer? Okay. No, we're in a different layer. Okay. You go on this layer here. There we go. Also, this area down here is gonna have to be darker. Alright, so we need to go darker, a little bit darker. Alright. So we go and mess around like this. Okay, so let's see. Let me see. We just do this right here, like this. And we come back with this. Try to get to find some of those things in there. Okay, we're having trouble with that. I'm normally pretty good with ears. I don't know what's going on. Let's try this again. Yeah, I have you could just leave it like this instead of for trying to go too far and fancy or anything like that. There we go. Oh crap. I just noticed. You know what? Never mind. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Let's see. Let's go with a little smaller here. Alright, so I'm gonna just leave it like that. Yeah, I'm gonna just leave it. I was thinking about coming back and messing with it, but yeah, we'll just leave it. Alright, so now we jump to the pink markings on her face, which is pretty cool, by the way. Tell you what we'll do is take that out. There we go. Whatever. So Okay. All right. So now we're gonna. All right. So. About like that. Okay, so all right. Let's just go ahead and. Okay, so those look okay, but now I want to go ahead and bring that up a little bit. Let's see. I'm gonna just leave that part and So let's see a little bit more highlights over here. Oops, went over into the eyebrow. Need to do a little bit of blending right here because I don't know what's going on with that. Okay, wait, that's good. We're better. We'll come back and blend it. Let's see what I can get from this. I really don't use this that often. There we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and start blending in some of these areas. There we go. Let's see, a little bit more here. Okay, so let's go a little bit more with the here. You can go back to where's that? This brush. I don't use it that often, but I think it will work more here than actually putting in those other. Yeah, it's not gonna work here. I thought it would. Let's go up a little bit. Just give it a little color. Bottom lip. Anyway, since we gave it a little color, might as well look for different. Let's see here. Just give it a little bit more shadow for the upper lip. And just a tad bit of that blended into the bottom. And then we go for lighter tones for the highlight for the bottom lip. Go up a little bit. So we go really light. Probably just a little bit of specks over here. Not much because it's not going too far. So we're getting some light here. So that works there. Just specks at the bottom a little bit. Since we got this open, since we're using that color, it's really similar to this eye color here. Want to go ahead and put some of that color in here. Because it's so similar, put that in there. And also, let's try to use that brush in here. Rather, let's give it a little bit of a yellow effect too. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of that yellow. Okay. Let's go back to this layer. Nope. Yeah, we'll stay there. Go with, say about this color here, maybe. Just drop it a little bit. That should be good. Come to this here. We drop in shadow. Actually, let's drop it a little bit more. Just drop in the shadows in here. Alright, so we drop the shadow in there. Now we go and we pull, use this right here. We're gonna pull from this yellow here. We're gonna drop in that highlight in there. Might want to, actually we might want to go for a different color, but yeah, we'll go for a different color. Something of a cool color. Like the inside of this eye right here, the whites of the eye. That'd be a good cool color for this area, for this right here. Alright. Okay, that's a mark that wasn't supposed to be. Alright. Now for this, we have to go darker. Flip it around. Alright, so I think it's looking really good. Let's merge this layer down. Okay. Oh, we already got that. So let's see something, because we've already merged that down, and let's mess around with this part again. What is this layer? Nothing? Okay. We'll do for this layer, well, wait a minute, make sure, see if that, okay, so what we'll do for this layer is make it a linear dodge layer. And what that will do is, I'll take this color here, which is good. And there we go. And it looks pretty decent, although I have a little problem with that one. So we'll just like that. Might be a little too on. There we go. Not quite. Sorry, we'll just leave it like that. I don't want to go too deep with that. Alright, so now we get to shape the face a bit because of it might not be. Let's see. So yeah, this gives it its little. I think what I should do right here is definitely have a little blend here. Work on that blending. I just wanted to check to see, you know, how things are looking on this. Alright, so another thing we want to do here is overlay. So probably somewhere around there. So with this overlay layer, oh wait. Before we get into that, let's go ahead and blend this really quick. Just a soft blend in here because it was looking a little rough. There we go. Alright, so that wasn't too bad. But it was looking a little rough, but no, it looks okay. Alright, so back to this overlay layer. So we have some areas where we definitely want to touch in with some. Wait, so increase the size of this. Touch in some red, you know. But okay, so the reason why you add in some reds is where you're gonna see more blood flow in certain areas. I like to put it around my eyes, of course. Whenever I do eyes. And I like to put it around the mouth and around the nose. And this is one of the main reasons why I use this blending brush. Well, not blending brush, but the acrylic brush that actually is very good for blending and everything, like blending one color with another, not just blur blending. Because you don't want that red that you're going to put in to be overpowering. So I just keep blending it until eventually it's a subtle redness, not something that's overpowering and super noticeable. And I normally just do this for the bottom lip whenever I do the red into it. And it kind of works, kind of brings things out. And I like to add red into the shadows of the face, definitely into the shadows of the face, around the cheekbones and stuff like that. Just put a little bit in there. Okay. So I'm feeling as though the face might be just a tad bit too chubby. So I'm thinking of maybe cutting back some. I didn't even take a sip of this coffee I just poured. Hold on. I was trying to wait for it to cool down some and got caught up with this this part of it. Alright, so I don't want to cut too much. Okay. Alright. And I think the only thing with that is this one right here, but let's keep moving with this because there's some things with like within this part right here. It's more or less this right here. Okay, and this other. So we get this here. So just go here. What's that? That there? Okay. All right. I wonder. You know, we should just use this right here. All right. So I think that's all that I'm gonna do for right now. I might come back and mess with some things a little bit later. But this video's starting to run a little long. So just gonna end it here. You know, blend that in just a little bit. Okay. So guess that'll be the end of it. Just a little bit right there. All right. All right. That might be a little bit too big there, but let's see. Let's go with this one instead. All right, so that's all we're gonna do for today. And well, not today, but for right now, because I'll probably come back to it today because I can't leave well enough alone. But this is enough for right now. I'll probably be back later. But thanks for watching. If you did watch, if you didn't, and you're watching it later, thanks for watching. Hopes it helps somebody. My struggles might help someone.